I'm feeling drunk, juiced up and sloppy, ain't had a drink all night. I'm feeling hungry, can't see the reason, just ate a horse meat pie. Well, they do in France and other places probably. We used to get served horse meat. You probably won't believe this, but it's a fact. At primary school in the 70s, we used to get horse meat. Yep. It was actually admitted maybe 10, 15 years ago by the government. So there you go. Horse meat. There's nothing wrong with it. I thought it was nice, actually. Wouldn't eat it now, wouldn't eat any meat now, but at the time it was not very flavoursome. It was quite tender with very little fat. And reminded me actually later on when I ate venison, without the gamey kind of taste, the flavour, it was a bit more bland, but very similar to that. Anyway, it's bloody freezing here. The wind's gone around to the northwest, and yeah. So it's, you've got to move about a bit to keep warm. But that's okay, I'm used to it. And this is, like I've said before, this is the coldest time, in my opinion, because it's all the heat has gone from the earth because of the lack of sun. And now the sun is coming closer and warming us up, but it's still not close enough. There aren't as many hours. But what tends to happen, what I've noticed, is when the equinox happens, which takes 3 or 4 days to actually be 12 hours light, 12 hours dark throughout the whole of the plane. Not as you would imagine, if it was a ball, it would be 24 hours and that would be that. It would be done. But it doesn't work like that, which obviously destroys the globe. Again, just another thing. But after that time, after the equinox, and there's more hours of daylight, everything seems to just sort of dry up really quickly. And anyway, it's a good time of year, and it's only a couple of weeks away now. Is it? Where are we today? Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. Not that that means anything to me at all. Sorry. None of the saints mean anything to me at all. So it's all cobblers, of course. Religion, organised religion, is the scourge of this place. And when I say this place, I mean where we live. Humanity. It's the scourge of humanity. With the far right attack in New Zealand, don't know whether that's a staged event or whether it's real. I've not looked into it. I haven't had time, and I probably won't because it doesn't really interest me. It's just very sad if it is. Well, either way, it's very sad. Very sad. But there you go. And so if religion was taken out of it, organised religion was taken out of it, that most likely wouldn't have happened. But how could we ever know that? So I've been listening to Matt Powerland just recently. Well, I usually do. Well, I say usually. I often listen to him. Skip the guitar bit. Sorry, Matt. You could skip my guitar bit. I don't care. But that's not why I listen to you. I just think you have some interesting ideas, and you kind of keep an eye on what's going on, in your country, and or it's not your country, but where you live, and all the political nonsense and rules and regulations being shifted. The people who are like the gatekeepers, like you so rightly say, Joe Rogan and that other tit. I can't think of his name now. Alex Jones. He, dear me. Anyway, it's just one thing I have to say about your proposition of two circles, one ball, as you put it. And you're on about going round a latitude, like in the north, and going around a latitude in the south at the same time, and see who progresses further. Well, if you're on land, that would be fine, because you can measure the miles you're actually doing. But if you're in the air or on the sea, that is, well, in the air I don't think it's possible. On the sea, it's very, very difficult. And that's all. It would be great if it did happen, and you could take a precise and accurate measurement of your progress, but I don't think that is possible. It's not a ball anyway. You don't have to prove anything to me. Just water displays that. It kills the globe straight away. Water does not bend. So that, in my opinion, you don't have to spend vast amounts of money and risk lives over something that is so obvious to me. It's not a spinning ball, obviously. And the people who still think it is, you're just dumb, thick, stupid, programmed idiots. Sorry, like my cousin Mungo. He's I wouldn't say he's a typical example, but he is an example of this idiocy. The brainwashed masses. Like, I don't think he's even ever looked into it. If he types in flat Earth into YouTube or Google, same thing. They're owned by the same people. That's why I say same thing. Then all you get is either a bunch of people who don't represent the truth yet profess to be flat Earth believers, or I'm not a believer in anything. I know the Earth's flat, but they profess to be flat Earthers and say, well, the ice wall, the dome, the straw man I just constructed this morning. Would you like this box of matches? You get that, but mostly you get people like Vsauce, all the usual total arseholes who I suspect know it's not a spinning ball, and they've just got a load of words to say. It's a bit like that. They don't offer any proof of their globe nonsense ever, because there isn't any, of course. But they'll say, oh, they've been to space, they've got this photograph of this, or they've just sent another probe to fuck knows where. And Because of that, it must be real. I'm very disappointed actually in the very slow uptake of this, but they are the main reason, in my opinion, for this. Because, oh, flat Earth! I've just heard something about flat Earth. Let's have a look, and then you get that. So even people like, well, people unlike Mongo who actually do look into it are going to have their bias confirmed by the bullshit that they first come across, unless they unless they think, right, let's start again from the very from a level playing field and investigate this. And that's what you have to do. I implore you to do this. Throw out all your so-called knowledge and start again, and be honest with yourself. Prove the ball to yourself, not using images, so no footage, no photographs that they say they've taken in the impossible vacuum of space. And go with science, real science. Now, use the substances that we all know and live amongst all every day. And water is a great place to start. And see if you can get a bend over water. Now, somebody, I think it was on Beyond the Imaginary Curve, somebody put in the chat possibly, over a 50-meter swimming pool. I think, is that Olympic? I don't know. But if you had a pool of water 50 meters in length, there should be a 4 mil difference from one end to the other because of the curve. You see, that's just not there. I mean, I don't know. There will be some instrument, that you can measure with, but the water is showing you that it's not there. I remember going into it could have been at school, I can't remember, but I remember going into the swimming baths when there was nobody in the baths and hadn't been for a long time. Maybe it was late at night sometime, I can't remember. After school, out of school activities, like school discos and stuff. Anyway, I don't know how I come to be where I was, but I was in the swimming pool. I wasn't in the pool, I was in the room where the pool is, or was, or probably still is. And it was incredible because it was so flat and calm. And there was it was a big pool, the one I'm thinking of. I'm not sure how many meters. I just can't remember. But it was a vast, well, it wasn't that vast, but it was a large body of water. And it displayed absolutely no ripples or not even sound vibration. I don't think it could have been the school disco, because there'd have been sort of ripples from the bass, maybe. Hopefully, anyway. And just that memory alone, there you are. There you have it. That will never curve. It couldn't ever bend round a spinning ball at over 1,000 miles an hour, as the spin is, which takes the whole of the atmosphere with it. Come on, just wise up, get some reality back into your life. But I love me globe. I want the globe not to be real. So if you want to live a lie, just carry on like all the rest of the fools. But I think there's something a bit special about you. But you could actually prove it to yourself, because that's the only way to do it. Don't let anybody else tell you how it is. go and find out for yourself. And hopefully, when the weather gets a bit warmer, I'll do some of the procedures that made me realise that we don't live on a spinning ball. Absolutely, completely, without a doubt. Anyway, Mungo is going to say something, so I'll let him, I'll let him do it. And until next time, don't get in a spin. I'll do. Now, seems it might be as well to apologise for the way I'm bad mouthing my cousin. So he's all right. He's not that bad in small doses. Anyway, that'll do. There are people, more people now think the Earth is flat, like they used to do in old days. Not just Victorian times. They knew it was a ball then, but a long time ago. Because they'd known it's a ball for hundreds, in fact thousands of years. There was a bloke in Egypt. Now I know this for a fact. The bloke in Egypt called Eratosthenes. Now, Eric got these sticks and he put them down a well, and he knew the Earth was a ball. Fucking hell. It's simple. Anybody could do it. I've had some good luck in my life. Both my parents died and left me a lot of money. And that was good. It's all gone now, it's all gone. Local drug dealers, they made a fortune out of me. Because that's what prostitutes spend their money on, isn't it? Drugs. Anyway, the Earth is not flat. It's a ball. And our Trev, he thinks it's flat. He says he doesn't think it's flat. He knows it's flat. Fucking idiot. But I know that it's not. I know it's a ball. He's always on about scaling things. You can't scale things if they're not real and all that. Well, I had a Saturn V rocket when I was a kid. Like an Airfix model. It was to scale. So he doesn't know what he's talking about. There's proof that the Earth's a ball. To scale. It said so on the box. I've forgotten what scale it was, but the word was scale. So there you go. Bloody flat Earth. Bloody cavemen. Thought that. Yeah.